Welcome to the Tech Sharmit podcast, where technology is not just news, but the roadmap to the future. This is a space where we explore the latest tech trends, AI, startups, gadgets, and the ideas that redefine the way we think. Leading this conversation is Amit Sharma, globally recognized as Tech Sharmit. A technologist from Bharat, Amit brings an Indian perspective to the global technology landscape. With deep technical expertise and strong industry insight, and for his contributions and impact within the global tech community, he has been recognized with several prestigious honors, including Google Developer Expert, Microsoft MVP, IBM Champion, and Planet Mainframe Influencer. Through this podcast, he shares practical knowledge, real-world perspectives, and globally relevant thinking designed to help you stay ahead in an ever-evolving technology landscape. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the Tech Sharmit channel to stay updated with future episodes. And if you're looking to level up your skills, don't forget to explore the Tech Sharmit digital course book in the description box, where you'll find thousands of free programming courses curated to help you grow as a developer. So plug in your headphones and join us as we begin today's episode of the Tech Sharmit podcast.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Tech Sharmit podcast. Today I'm joined by another very special guest, Saeid Dahl, who is joining us from Sweden and he comes from the country Iran. If I talk about Saeed, then he is one of the well-known Microsoft MVP, Microsoft certified trainer, a senior cloud architect, Azure Tech Team Leader, Microsoft learning expert, and a board member of Microsoft Zero to Hero and MSFarsi community. His journey is deeply rooted in helping engineers grow from absolute beginner to confident cloud professional. So, today in this episode, we will talk about his professional journey, his role as a community expert, and also his insight as a Microsoft MVP. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to thank Said for joining us today in this episode. And now I request you to please initiate the discussion by telling us a bit about yourself.
Hey, thank you so much, Amit. Thank you having me in this episode. You are doing amazing job for the community, and it's important that these kind of sessions, it's not always about the technicality, but it's about the softer skills and, the things that can help people to start their journey or be successful in their journey. So thank you so much that having me.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
So about myself, yeah, thank you so much for the intro. You went through all of these things. The only things that I can add here, I've got a title recently from Microsoft, so I became Microsoft Certified Trainer Leader. So it's a new, let's say, responsibility that I've got from Microsoft to help other MCTs to be able to build the community, MCT community and learning platform for all the members. So except for that, yeah, this is Saeid Dahl. I live in Sweden, south of Sweden, close to Malmo. I moved to Sweden 2019. I'm originally from Iran. And yeah, this is the short intro about me then.
All right. So, Said, like we all know you for your contribution and for so many achievement that you have won. Not only you, but your work also because the way you are consistently contributing in different communities. In fact, your backdrop says it all, right? We can see those certifications and prize and accolades, right?
Yeah.
But here, like, I just want to start the introduction because we wanted to know you as a person as well. So let's say if we remove all the LinkedIn titles, certification, and accolades, then how would you introduce yourself as a person? Because as a tech expert, we know you, but as a person, could you please introduce you?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Uh, what I can say as a person, I have some kind of specific personality in my word, I would say, that
Okay.
I'm deeply curious about literally everything. And I have an allergy about the phrase, which is that how have been always working, and I don't like it because normally in my normal life I need to, understand every aspects of different things For example, if I need it, it's not all about the technicality, it's about other part of that. For example, if it's a car, I need to understand how that car is working because it's important for me to understand every single part of those kind of things. Except for that, I'm fan of NASA. So
Okay.
everything that is around NASA, universe, other things around that, I love it. I'm watching a lot of documentary, so I'm pretty much into this kind of information from NASA. Except for that, I love technology. So it's not only technicality, it's all about to understand how we can bring technology in normal life, definitely. And also, I love travel. I love to travel a lot, and I love football. So, as you can see, my background here, I have a Real Madrid title here, which I've got as a premium member of this football club. So, everything around my life, I would say, specifically, it's two parts. One part it's working time, the other part is community. And the community part that I can say, it's really important for me to share my knowledge, my experience
Yes.
as much as I can. So it's like if there is a person who wants to start their journey, I'll be there because it's important for me. Because we cannot keep everything together for ourselves. We need to share to be able to learn more. So if we say we remove all of those titles, I'm a person who loves to learn about literally everything, but my main area it's either Microsoft or NASA.
Okay. So I think Said, you just shared a hack of your life because mostly like when people see expert like yourself, they often think that how you achieve so many things, whether it's achievement or title, certification, right? But now you just shared that it is only the curiosity, right? So
Curiosity.
curiosity is something
Yes.
that help you to earn these titles, these accolades, right? Because that
Yeah,
mindset that
exactly.
yes, I wanted to contribute something to the industry, that helps you to grab such kind of opportunities, and that is the only way that kept you going on this particular field. All right.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, as we talked about you as a person, now I think this is the right time to talk about your global impact because you are a community leader for Microsoft Zero to Hero and my MSFarsi as well as for Global Azure, which is a big community, right?
Yes.
So, could you please
Yes.
tell us more about these communities and the impact it has created and how you joined this community and the overall process when you started working for this community?
Yeah, for sure. I'll start with a short story specifically for each one of these
Yeah.
community. I'll start with Microsoft Zero to Hero. So, for Microsoft Zero to Hero, me and my friend Hamid, we were part of Microsoft Learn program as a Microsoft Learn expert. So when we were there, we were thinking, okay, it's really good if we can remove the gap between learners and the technology because it was the main plan that we had in the beginning to make sure that there is no any gap for the learners, even that they are starting their journey or they are already an expert. So with that idea, we built this community around 2 years ago under Microsoft Learn umbrella, and it grows so fast. I can say after 2 years, we have 7,000 members across all the platforms that we have. The main things that we had on Microsoft Zero to Hero was having different program under that. For example, not only technicality should be shared, like being a live session together with the experts, but we have to be able to extend these kind of things to the some kind of program that it's inspirational for people. So we have started three different programs. The main one is Microsoft Zero to Hero, which we have live sessions with experts. The other is Microsoft Next Gen Hero, that we have basically Microsoft student ambassadors as the leader for that program. And it's a specific program for the students that they want to start. They want to get inspired by the others to start their journey. And the other program under that, it's Microsoft Backyard, which is pretty much a soft skills conversation with Microsoft experts
Okay.
that we wanted to extend it on that area. Except for Microsoft Zero to Hero, we have I'm board member of MSFarsi, as you mentioned.
Hmm.
MSFarsi is dedicated community for Farsi language or Persian language.
Okay.
Because as you know, there is a lot of sanctions, limited access to the resources, and we were thinking, okay, if we want to extend this knowledge outside of the English language boundary and be able to, be able to share this kind of knowledge for the Farsi language people, not only for
Right.
Iran, but also, for example, Afghanistan or other countries that they can understand Farsi, we need to extend this program. And so far, we have around 3,000 members for that community that we are sharing a lot of, program live sessions to share information regarding Microsoft technology. And on top of that, we have another program under that, which is a scholarship. And every year we run that scholarship, inviting or let's say accepting students that they want to be part of that. And then we help them to be able to not only learn, but work in a group with the other students to be able to run a real use case scenario or real scenario in the a specific environment in Azure. Except for those communities that they are Microsoft honored that I'm board member of Global Azure. Global Azure is already well known. I don't need to explain it too much. But for those that they never heard about that, Global Azure, it's a big, I can say, initiative started around uh, Magnus Martinsson. And basically, the idea of Azure is bringing all the communities together and run an events. So basically, every year between 2 or 3 days, global events that it's running across global by the communities. So basically, we have a model which is called by communities for communities because basically global Azure leading all of these communities together to be able to run their events. So this is the shortest story about these communities and how I joined these communities for MSFarsi and global Microsoft Zero to Hero. I've started these communities together with my friends.
Okay.
And for Global Azure, I had this chance to be board member of the community after I had this conversation with Magnus Martinsson to be part of this community. And I'm so happy that I'm part of that.
Yes. And like I would say these are the all great initiative that you like implemented in your early days, and still you are continuing with these contribution.
Yes.
And one thing I really loved about your contribution is that specific, which is for the specific Farsi people, right? Because we all know that language something become a barrier, but I also believe in
Yes.
the same thing that there shouldn't be any kind of barrier specifically for money or for language, but because they also deserve a right education, right? They want to learn something, they want to contribute in the community, and if someone like you provide that kind of platform, that yes, now those come from the far regional language, so they can join, they can discuss the thing, and they can also innovate the thing. So these are the great initiative, and also
Exactly.
the one which you mentioned about the scholarship, because again sometimes like student feel that they don't have that much of amount of money through which they can start the project or work with. So that is really a great thing, and kudos to you for these kind of questions for the industry.
Thank you. Thank you. That's why I'm saying these communities are, as the main goal that we have, it's removing the gap between
Yes,
people, experts, and technology to help them to grow fast.
correct. All right. So we just mentioned about one term, that is zero to hero. So which is quite interesting, right? And I wanted to know you from your journey, because I'm sure like from zero to it is not just a name for you, right? So what was your real moment in life that
Yes.
you feel that yes, that was your zero to me hero moment of a journey?
Yeah, I think for this question, I would like to share a very short story about my technical life, or
Okay.
let's say my journey that I basically leads me into this place today. So, I've started journey at 19 years ago. When I started my journey, I was normal, or let's say a junior device installer. And when I'm saying device, I'm talking about DSLAM devices, radio devices, those kind of wireless devices. And I can say even for those kind of installation, I went go up to towers to be able to install those kind of, devices inside the towers, like 30 meters towers, 40-meter towers.
Okay.
So as a person who started his journey from that place that I was pretty much normal person who were just love everything around technology. And after 19 years, when I see myself, I'm back and see myself who was I am basically on that particular part or that particular part of my life,
Mm-hmm.
I can see the zero. I'm not consider myself as a hero, just but I can say when I'm saying the zero to be a person like me today, it took like 19 years. So sometimes people telling me, yeah, I want to be successful. I want to be like you. How should I start? You can start today, but for me, be pass through that journey from zero to be someone who somehow well known in some part of this big technology world, I can say I spent a lot of time, and it's not happening without passion. And this is what
Agree.
exactly I'm sharing with many of people because honestly, theory for me always the same priority. For me, it's love about the technology, how much I can be close to the technology, how much I can work with technology. And that's the
Correct.
first priority. And I think for many people, it should be like this because otherwise, you just need to invest for a good salary. And then the ceiling, or let's say the limit, will be the salary, it's the money. But if you just
Correct.
the limit is the sky. So I believe this is how I can call myself as a person who has started from zero until today. That I, as I said, I'm not expecting myself as a hero, just.
That's your kindness that you are not saying that you are not hero, but those who closely worked with you, those who know you, they know that your work is not less than hero. So that's so kind of you.
That's kind
Yeah.
of them actually.
All right. So let's talk further about the person with whom you work, right? Because you have closely worked with the engineers. So we often talk about engineer mindset, right? So in from your experience so far, like what do you think, like what's the biggest lie young engineer believe about working in cloud and IT industry? Because I
Yeah.
know that there are something that they feel that this is how the things work, but actually it is not,
Mm.
right? So as an expert, what is your thought on that?
I can share my experience about the interns that I had in my team
Mhm.
from past years.
Yes.
So normally, when you have young people in the team, the first things that they are thinking that is, okay, these experts, for example, Said knows everything, and I want to be Said, and it's wrong. Said doesn't know everything. It's wrong if you say Said knows everything because totally it's wrong. The most important thing is during the years or experience that you are gaining during the years, you
Yeah.
learn how to search about the issue, how to
Correct.
troubleshoot, how to understand the core issue of something. And I think this is the most important part. If someone wants to improve their skills as a young engineer, they just need to understand what or how things working because this is
Mhm.
the main things when
Correct.
I go through any kind of training with the young generation, I always telling them, hey, understand the architecture behind this scenario. Because if you understand, then doesn't matter which technology, which platform, which companies releasing these kind of things, because basically you understood the architecture behind this kind of scenario. And I think it's the most important part of that because now with AI world, you have access to everything in a very fast way.
Agree.
But it doesn't mean that you, for example, leverage this AI to build a scenario that it's going to be failed very soon.
Mm.
Because even with AI world, you need to understand the architecture behind the scene, or let's say behind the scenario. So for the young generation, I can say Saeed as an expert doesn't know everything, even if I'm Microsoft certified trainer, if I'm Microsoft Azure MVP, still I'm learning, and you should learning because
Correct.
if you stop learning, you will lose a lot of things. And this is my motto actually: never stop learning. If you check my website, it's on top. Never stop
Yes.
learning, and it's important. And I think this is the most important things for the young generation. They need to understand, they need to improve their skills to understand the scenario, learn about the architecture. They shouldn't stop learning, and they can grow faster.
Completely agree, because this is not only for the young engineers, even someone having 40 or 50 plus years of experience, they can also agree on that, that yes, never stop learning, because there is no place where you will say that I know everything, right? In fact, ChatGPT can't say
Yes,
that ChatGPT no, because there are models, they
exactly.
are improving it time to time, right? So even machine are not
Indeed,
saying that they know, so how humans can say, right? So that is
indeed.
the one thing that I think every engineer should understand. In fact, every person should understand, because that will help them to find out the right direction to learn more and more, because that is the only way through which you will
Yeah,
grab the things that you wanted to achieve. All right.
exactly. Exactly.
So, Said, after engineer, there is another very important term that is quite popular nowadays, that is a cloud, right? So, if we talk particularly about cloud, then the people often say that being a cloud ready, right? So, what does that actually mean technically before moving to Azure? Like, what is cloud ready term? How you will decode this cloud ready?
Yeah. One things that I would like to add as the first step, and I believe all the architects are agree with me, and also new generation, or let's say people that they are starting their journey, they should
Mhm.
learn about that. It's moving to cloud is, or the cloud readiness is not just a tool, it's a mindset. They need
Yes.
to understand what is moving to cloud, because in many cases it's not just migrating to servers to cloud, or having the scenarios, or some kind of moving like lift and shift method for moving to cloud. There are a lot
Mhm.
of steps that you need to make sure that you went through, that you are enough ready for those kind of migration. I can
Mhm.
give you an example regarding the migration to cloud, or cloud readiness in this area. Uh, for many companies, I'm not saying 100%, but I can easily say 60% of companies, they are not able to totally move to cloud, because a lot of regulation, GDPR, other kind of policies, compliance rules that they have in their environment. So if you just think that it's okay, I'm going to have this cloud readiness and move your resources to cloud, this is the most wrong way that many engineers basically fall in that particular area. The
Okay.
reason is sometimes you cannot move to cloud. So you need to take another route. You need to understand that you need to have that mindset. What is the cloud readiness?
Mhm.
Sometimes you cannot be fully cloud solution. So in these kind of cases, you need to think about other solutions. Like, for example, I don't want to dive into the technicality, but for example, Azure Arc to be able to connect resources to cloud.
Correct.
But this part is really important. And in this area, I can say it's the mindset and the foundation to be able to have cloud readiness. It's included many things, for example, understanding the workloads, or designing the identity, which is pretty much important in this area, security, cost management, and so on. And also at the end, accepting the automation and monitoring in your design. So these are together, I am calling that cloud readiness.
Cloud readiness. Okay. All right. And if we talk about the approach of designing the Azure solution, that should be scalable as well as future proof. So how, like, usually you approach this designing part? Like, how do you approach for designing such Azure solution that are both scalable as well as future proof? So is there any uh, metrics that you check, or
Yeah,
how you decide?
yeah. In this kind of designs, I prefer to go through a way that I call it a change guarantee. So it
Mm-hmm.
means the design that you are going to have for this kind of scenarios, it should be have a clever complexity. It means when you build a solution or design the solutions, it's included all the aspects of the scenario, which is included like custom designs or like custom maintenance or creating the boundaries included network and services. So
Mm-hmm.
these kind of things together can help you to build a feature-proof solution. And
Okay.
in together with the other part of the design, which is, for example, uh, thinking about how you can design your solution in terms of technology. For
Mm-hmm.
example, you need to be enough flexible. Just if you look back 2 years ago, if we had a solution that it was working normally with simple automation, after 2 years now we have AI solution. So with that kind of scenarios, we need to be able to design our solution to two-way. Either you can extend it to, for example, an AI solution, or
Mm-hmm.
if you want to refactor it, it should be pretty much, easy to maintain and update it. So that's how I call it feature-proof solution.
Okay, and how do you handle the traffic? Because sometimes we saw that architecture directly got collapsed, right? When the traffic spikes unexpectedly. Let's say if someone is designing the Azure architecture and they're not sure about the traffic, like in future how much traffic they will face or encounter. So any particular thing that you implement in order to make sure that yes, it will not get collapsed when there is an unexpected traffic spike?
Uh, in terms of design and
Mm-hmm.
how you should design a solution, we always need to expect the high traffic into the design. For example, a company or organization says, hey, we have 20 users. But it's wrong if you design your solution based on that 20 users. It should be like 100 users. And in this kind of design, I prefer to go with horizontal scaling instead of vertical scaling, because
Okay.
in this kind of designs, you need to make sure that you have enough flexibility in terms of services or technology that you are using. And if it's possible, a stateless services or design would be help a lot. And at
Mm-hmm.
the end, you need to have good observability on your scenario and be able to design it based on those kind of spikes in the future. So the first things that I can suggest people to understand and bring it into the design, it's related to how they can consider the number of the usage. They have to consider it as the high spike in the design instead of the normal days, or let's say happy days. I call it normally happy days
Happy
for
days.
the services. Yes.
Okay. All right. So, side now, let me tell audience that not only you are the MVP or Microsoft MVP, a Microsoft certified trainer, but you are also a PowerShell lover, and people love to call you or recognize you as a PowerShell lover. So, what do you think? Like, what makes PowerShell such a powerful tool in the modern cloud environment, and that give you the title of PowerShell lover?
Yeah, I always joking about PowerShell when people asking me how much you know about PowerShell. I'm saying, okay, except building website, I
Mm-hmm.
I've done a lot of things with PowerShell because yeah,
Okay.
website is not something that you can build with PowerShell. But in terms of PowerShell as a tool, I can say it's not just a scripting language.
Okay.
It's a kind of port to be able to build a huge automated solution for your environment. And it can be included for some kind of IT scenario or make it pretty much, complex in terms of other scenarios that you want to build for your environment. You can avoid a lot of repetitive tasks for your environment. You can build it. You can, since it's a native language for Microsoft solutions, you can build it inside Azure. You can build it inside server. So you have a lot of flexibility, and that's why I love everything around Azure, around PowerShell. The thing is, if we just check like 10 years ago, it was only limited to the Microsoft solutions, or let's say some kind of API calling and so on. But today we have PowerShell on almost every single platform, from Linux to Mac OS and so on. So with that kind of flexibility that we have today, PowerShell is the one of those I can say one of most powerful tools that can help you to build a lot of type of the automation scenarios and extend it easily for your environment. And that's why I love PowerShell. I'm doing PowerShell all the days, and this is the main plan that I have for most of the scenarios or designs that I'm building for the customers.
All right. Okay. All right. So now, Said, moving ahead, let's talk a bit about the support system as well, because sometimes we usually we believe that there are behind every successful person there is a support of network. So in your journey, who were those key people around you who helped you throughout your journey so far?
Yeah, normally it's people says parents, siblings, and
Mhm.
so on. And for me, that's true. I have amazing parents, amazing sister who always encourage me in my journey, and amazing friends as well. But I need to tell you the most important person in my life. And I always saying I wouldn't be in this place if she wasn't in my life. And it's my amazing wife.
Mhm.
We start being together around 14 years ago. And if you just check my journey, we just started 19 years ago. As soon as she joined in my life, she came and be as a friend in my life. My journey start to goes up very fast because she always encouraged me. She always support me, and it's really important, I believe. So she is the most important person, the most person who encouraged me and helped me to improve myself as a person in personality. How should I be? And she's most important person in my life. I can tell you a very short story that happened around I think it was 2021 when we were in Sweden,
Mhm.
and it was the first time that I wanted to go on a stage. So I requested for two communities in France and also Prague in Czech, and both of them accepted me. And it was like 13th of April and 14th of April. And I told her, hey, I should go with one of them. I believe it's hard to just say to both of them. And she said, no, you can do it. Go for it. You have to do that because I know that you can do that. And I was like, are you sure? She said, yeah, just do it. So I accepted both of them. So I delivered my session in Prague. And right after that, we flew to Paris to deliver another session on the other day. And it was the beginning of my journey to be an international speaker. So from that day until today, she's central of my life, and she is the most important person in my life. Except for her, you might know Jonah Anderson.
Yeah.
She's one of those persons who encouraged me. And basically, I started with Jonah and Magnus to be part of the community when they were in Cloud Brew events. This was the first time that I went to an event regarding Microsoft. I reached out to them and tell them, hey, I wanted to be part of this community. And it started from there. And since then, I have support from these amazing people. I had chance to know others people like Hamid, like Nikus, other amazing friends that I have.
Yes.
But again, if I want to mention only one name, it's my wife Ellie, who always supports me in this journey.
Okay. All right. Okay, so although side that there are so many things that we can discuss here, but we are short on time, so I just want to take one last question, and that is related to your country, because currently you are living in Sweden for your
Yes.
work, but you come from
Yeah.
Iran. So we just wanted
Yes.
to know about one thing about Iran that you wish that more people around the world know about this country, or maybe the city in which you were living earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, I moved to Sweden 2019. So I
Yes.
spent a lot of time in my home country. So uh, what I can say about Iran with the current situation, you may heard about everything that is happening in my
Yes.
home country. What I can mention, everything, every bad things that is coming from my country, it's related to governments. It's not about the people. And
Mm.
people in Iran are amazing. And I
Yes.
wish some days everything is quiet, calm, and in peace in my country. And people like you can travel to that country and you can see how much people are amazing, how much they are
Yes.
hospitality, how is the level of hospitalities of these people. And this is the most important things that I would like to share with others or your audience, that this country is currently occupied by some people that are not related to my country. But one day, when everything is in peace, I believe that it's going to be one of those amazing countries. But another things that I can mention here, when I moved to Sweden, you know, when you move to another country, you became like an adopted child for that
Mm.
country. And being an adopted child, it means you are doing your best to show your parents, the new parents, how much you love them. And I think it's happened for me in Sweden. I love Sweden. I love people in Sweden. They
Yes.
are amazing. Normally, people said, yeah, it's Sweden, people are cold. That's not true. If you became friend with Swedish people, they are amazing. They are like brothers, like sisters. So I have this chance to have this experience from two countries with two different cultures. But I can say after I moved even to Sweden, I felt that I'm in my home country again because of people, because of government. So yeah, these are that I can share with your audience regarding two countries that I basically part of that.
Right, and I'm also agree with all these things which you just shared, because I we know that sometimes situation get changed, right? But that there is no doubt that on the, if we particularly talk about the person, because we all know how much they have contributed for the industry, not only for the technical wise but socially also they have contributed a lot, and they are really very good at their hospitality. Whenever we talk about hospitality, so they come with open arms, and then they know they appreciate your work, and they know like how to treat people, right? So that is something that everyone should appreciate and should include and talk with them, like then only you will try, you will get the real insight of their country and the people they are living in. And
Yeah,
I hope like things will get settled down in the country, so that everything, the real side of the Iran people will also come in front of the global audience. So thanks for
exactly.
sharing Said these all information. And yeah, so thank you once again for being a part of this show and for sharing so much information about the cloud and about your country. It was pleasure to talk to you here.
Thanks having me. And as I've said in early of the session, we are appreciate your job in the community, Amit, because it's really important that we just not touch the technicality. We should cover all the things around outside of the technicality boundaries as well, because it's important for people or
Yes.
new people in this industry to understand that it's not only technicality, it's about balance between how you are and how you work. And it's all about love and passion.
Agree. All right. So, yep. Thank you, Said, once again. Thanks.
Thank you so much.